How is it going today? Loyalist Kingdom. How is it going today? Loyalist Kingdom. My name's Dwayne.
My name's Jasmine.
We're Dwayne and Jasmine.
No.
Oh.
That voice crack.
I don't know why my voice cracked like that. Conspiracy theories and new Mandela effect. Uh-oh.
Well, I'm ready for this one. I want to see that. Did we see Whiteout? No. I don't think you talked about it, but I saw it on Instagram when they took the H out and they said it was WICE. Like, it was never that.
It was never that.
Okay.
It was never that. So let's dive on in.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Yes, today we're going to be talking about some more conspiracy theories.
There you go.
Today we're going to be starting with some more Mandela effects and some updates on some of our
See, he got a nice full head ratio like I do. He just got his hair to bang it over.
It has
you know what I mean?
blown the fuck up. Everybody's talking about it. YouTubers are talking about it. News outlets are talking about it. Literally, my mom is talking about it. Because so many more people are talking about it, a lot more people are out there looking for proof. And they have found some good ones. Okay,
Here we
so
go.
the first new Mandela effect we're going to talk about is about Seth MacFarlane's name. So Seth MacFarlane is a guy who created Family Guy.
Yeah, we know him.
Yeah.
And we've always known him as Seth MacFarlane. You know, Seth
MacFarlane.
That's how I remember it. But turns out we're wrong. His name has been Seth MacFarlane.
No, it
hasn't. No, it hasn't.
His name being Seth MacFarlane, and I'm not alone. I mean, just look at these pictures from TV Guide and different press outlets and different TV show reviews. They all say Seth MacFarlane. And if you search it on Twitter, everybody calls him Seth MacFarlane. But now we're supposed to believe that it's been Seth MacFarlane the whole time, and we've all just been wrong.
Right.
So it's okay. No,
that's pissing me off.
Next one drives me crazy because it changes everything I've ever remembered. So Mickey Mouse used to be my favorite. I mean, he was my favorite cartoon. I had toys of him. I watched all his movies.
So did I.
He was my fucking hero. And I remember him having red shorts and little red suspenders. He even had two little buttons in the front of his shorts.
Yeah.
Big yellow buttons.
Yeah.
That held his suspenders together.
Yeah.
Well, turns out I was fucking wrong. Mickey has never worn suspenders. Ever. Just look at
back in the old school
days. Yes, he did.
No suspenders.
That's the new one.
Yeah.
No suspenders. Just look at this clip from one of his old movies.
What? No, the black and white one.
The black and white one.
He definitely had suspenders.
Me kissing my favorite Mickey doll from when I was like 3 years old, and I specifically remember the picture of me holding him. And he had the red shorts and the red suspenders and his little black body. And I re-looked at it, and it looks like this. No suspenders. Not alone. Lots of other people.
The new one, doesn't have.
Just check out some of these baby clothes, some of these Halloween costumes.
Right.
Even some toys had suspenders in them. And by the way, there's no way that he just has nothing on top. You're trying to tell me he's naked.
Right, yeah. The old school one, like the old
school one.
So one of my favorite
He went like that.
is about the movie Star Wars. And it's when Darth Vader said, Luke, I am your father. But he didn't. As you guys remember, in the movie, he actually said, No, I am your father. I know. Wrong.
No.
Somebody found a Christmas tree ornament in 2005 that talks, and it says this. Luke, I am your father.
Right.
Yeah.
I am the father.
That's what I'm your
saying
father.
a line that never happened in the movie. Then somebody found a clip of the guy who plays the voice of Darth Vader. His name is James Earl Jones. They found a clip of him literally saying, Luke, I am your father. Check it out.
When I first saw the dialogue that said, Luke, I am your father,
Yes.
I said to myself, he's lying.
He's lying.
The guy.
He was the first guy lying.
He's
lying.
And you're supposed to be telling
And
me
he was the voice of Mufasa, guys.
Okay, so the second update
James
is for
Earl
the
Jones
Sally Field quote that we all remember being, you like me, you really like me. But it turns out it was,
you like me right now. You like me.
Well, of course, me and most of you guys remember it being, you like me, you really like me. Supposedly, Sally Field remembered it the same way. Here's a clip of Sally Field on the David Letterman show in 1993 where she says it herself.
Yeah. They like me. They really like me too.
Yeah, even she remembers it being, you like me, you really like me. Okay, so this last Mandela effect we're going to talk about is
who's doing this?
Death. So as you guys know, the actor Gene Wilder, who played Willie Wonka,
Yes, he died. So
I
unfortunately.
have this weird feeling of like, did this happen a couple years ago? Why do I remember this happening a couple years ago? But I didn't really look into it. Well, then a lot of other people started feeling the same way, and then they started looking into it. And then people found Rest in Peace Gene Wilder Facebook pages that literally said he died in 2013. As you can see here in one of the bios, it says, Gene Wilder died late Tuesday, March 26, 2013, of natural causes.
Did he die this year?
So those Facebooks were created years ago and said he died years ago, but supposedly he died just this year.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on from Mandela effects onto something even fucking crazier.
Or somebody just wishing that upon you.
Yeah, maybe. My life this week. I was at my friend Drew's house, and he had like the Amazon Echo, I think, and you could talk to it and say, "Hey Alexa, play me a song. Do this, do that." But we were playing around with it. He said, "Oh, have you read all the conspiracy theories about these speakers?" And I was like, "No." What?
What is it?
He told me there's a theory that these speakers were created so that they would go in our houses and record everything we say. So the idea is that
it's the same thing about Siri. Hey Siri,
at all times. So these speakers that we put in our family rooms or that we put in our bedrooms can literally pick up every sound in our house. And then we
because if you talk to it, think about it. If you talk to it, it responds at any time that you say something to it.
Yeah. Alexa, what do you do?
I can play music, answer questions, get the news on weather, create to-do lists, and much more.
Awesome.
Yeah, kind of creepy when you think about it.
Yeah.
What they don't tell you is that those speakers record everything you
this
say.
This is going to make me try to turn off my Hey Siri.
It's going to record everything you say so that the speaker will
how do you know if it won't turn
remember
on?
your voice
It'll still be
and
on.
remember things you want.
I
And that's
know
true.
that.
They do
How you know
record
that?
everything you're saying. But you know what's even creepier? What's another thing that you talk to and ask questions
Siri.
and ask for help? Something that you have on you all the time.
Greetings, the Queen.
Dang, his phone.
I forgot.
His phone cracked. Jeez.
But anyway,
I like that. I like how cracked this phone is. That's
Siri's in
real.
your pocket all the time. She's with you everywhere.
I love the old school
recording
Siri.
literally everything you're saying. Apple even put out this quote confirming that. When you use Siri or diction, the things you say will be recorded and sent to Apple in order to convert what you say into text. All of the data is used to help Siri and diction understand you better and recognize what you say. So they're basically admitting that Siri does record everything you say and use it for her learning abilities, which is bullshit. But there's another theory that your phone is recording everything all the time, not just when you ask Siri a question, literally all the time. Here, let's just ask Siri ourselves. Siri, are you actually a government spy?
No comment.
Creepy, right? No comment? Let's ask her again. Siri, do you record everything I say?
This is about you, not me.
Siri, is everything I say being recorded by you and being sent to the government?
Who, me?
Yes, you.
I mean, listen, bitch, dodging the question.
Right.
Okay, so this next conspiracy theory is about the movie Peter Pan. So Peter Pan is about a boy who never wants to grow up and who will find little kids in neighborhoods and take them with him onto this journey to Never Never Land, and there they'll stay forever. Now, there's a theory that the story is actually way more fucked up and a lot darker than it sounds.
Wow.
The theory is that Peter Pan is an angel and he takes the children who have died with him to Never Never Land, and that is heaven, and that is why they never grow up.
Oh my gosh.
So Wendy and those other kids are all
dead
fucking
kids.
dead, and Peter is taking them to heaven. I know, fucking sad. It totally changes that entire movie to me, and now for some reason makes a lot more sense. Because
it
the other
does
version,
make sense.
like, why is this random dude in the middle of the night coming into these kids' bedrooms and taking them out of their sleep?
And now they're flying and
everything. Well,
everything.
here is another part of the theory. Supposedly, what actually happened was there's a fire in their house, and the kids all died while they were sleeping.
Oh my
When they
goodness.
died, the angel came and took them away.
Let's do that.
Also, it's kind of beautiful when you think about it. No, it's just creepy. Okay, so this next conspiracy theory blew my fucking.
This just made me think.
And then this is about one of my favorite things of all time, and that is the theory that the Titanic never actually sank. Okay, so you guys know how obsessed I am with the movie The Titanic.
Yes.
So this fucking really confused me. I did not want to believe it, but then after I started actually looking at all of the research and all of the proof, I think I do. So the theory is that the company that created the Titanic also had other boats, which is true. And one of their boats was called the Olympic. And supposedly the Olympic had had a couple collisions and was kind of on its last leg. And they didn't want to lose all the money that they were going to lose when the fucking Olympic couldn't go anymore. So before the voyage of the Titanic, they switched ships. So they put the Titanic logo on the Olympic, they put the Olympic logo on the Titanic, and then the boat that left with all those people on it that day was actually the Olympic, and they knew it was going to sink. They wanted it to sink so that they could collect insurance money. I know it sounds crazy, but honestly...
Wow, that doesn't sound too...
Number one, the portholes. So on the side of the ship, you can see all the portholes. Well, the Olympic had 16, and the Titanic only had 14. Well, here's a picture of the Titanic on the day that it sailed, and now it has 16. And you know what else has 16? The Olympic. So did they just swap them a few days before the sailing?
And then it sunk.
Seems that way.
Yeah,
Number two,
I mean,
James Cameron was going underneath water to look for the Titanic and look for old pieces of it. He took a bunch of pictures and a bunch of footage, and he got the side of the Titanic. Now when you zoom in really close on the side, you can see a big letter M and the letter P. Well, you know what else has the big letters M and P on the side of it?
Olympic.
Olympic. Number three, the Titanic had an almost impossible time finding people to work on the ship. So around the time of the Titanic, there was a big coal strike, which means there were thousands of people out of work that were desperate for jobs. But for some reason, nobody wanted to work on the Titanic. Nobody wanted to be an engineer. Nobody wanted to be in the ship. I mean, why would that be? If you're out of work, aren't you willing to work?
Yeah.
Everywhere,
right.
Especially the biggest ship ever made that everybody's talking about. Well, supposedly people in the town had heard rumors that the ships were swapped and that it was going to sink for insurance money. And because of that, they did not want to work on it. Number four, people who were really rich who bought tickets for the Titanic, most of them didn't show up. One of the richest, most powerful guys in the world at the time, J.P. Morgan, had a ticket for the Titanic, and then a couple days beforehand decided not to go. And he claimed it was because he was sick. Well, then the New York Times spotted him out with his girlfriend, hanging out, having fun, not being sick. The Titanic.
J.P. Morgan.
Show up because one of his rich friends that owned the Titanic.
This make me want to research
this. You don't want to do this. We're gonna sink that ship, collect some money.
Yeah.
Sounds the craziest thing in the world.
Yeah, it doesn't sound.
Piece of evidence is really fucking convincing. A man named James Fenton, who worked on the ship, said on his deathbed, and that the Titanic didn't sink that day. He said that he survived the sinking of the ship, and then once him and the rest of the crew that survived got on land, people from the government were there. Well, James and his co-worker friend said, "Hey guys,
them stashes.
what the fuck you did?
I know,
the
it's so
rumors. We
bushy.
know that we were on the Olympic." And the government people said, "If you say one word about this, we will throw you in jail."
Wow.
And that's why he never told anybody until the day he died. I don't know. I mean, listen, I love the Titanic, and it doesn't change anything about that. Like, all those people still lost their lives, and it was awful, and the movie was still fucking everything. But it should have been called the Olympic. Okay, so our last theory kind of hit
This
home
making
for
me really
Now, a lot of
want to
people say in the comments,
Yeah.
Shane, aren't you afraid to talk about, like, the Illuminati, of 9/11, and Mandela effects, and all these things? Aren't you afraid that the government's gonna come and fucking kill you through your window? And I usually say, nah, that would never happen. Till now. A man named Max Spears, who is a famous UFOologist, recently died of natural causes. Or did he? A few days before he died, he sent a text to his mom saying, "If anything happens to me, investigate." Now, supposedly, he was about to uncover some really crazy fucked up
Days
shit.
before.
And then he just randomly died of natural causes. Not only that, the cops decided that they didn't even need to do an examination on the body. He died of natural causes. Let's just bury him right away. Well, his mom came out and said, No, I think my son was murdered. So did he die of natural causes, or like his mom thinks?
I think I heard in a story.
Really?
You just get too close to unveiling the
Yeah.
truth, and the government
On
can't
TV.
come out. Either way, I'm fucking walking.
When I saw her face, I realized who she was.
Conspiracy theories today.
Yeah, because I remember that. I remember I was watching I don't know if it was the news or something like that, but they said that she suspects that her son was murdered and not just dying and everything like that. And I think it was on World Star too. I think that's where I saw that.
Oh.
But yeah, I remember that.
Hey,
when I saw her face, I was like, I know.
You never know. You never
Yeah.
know. Like it's
And especially if he sends a text saying, if something happens to me, investigate.
Yeah,
She's
that's
like,
cryptic.
nah.
Cryptic right there.
Yeah. And then if you don't examine the body, because you need a autopsy
what?
to see what the cause of the natural death was. What was it? What was it?
It's
okay.
It's okay.
Just shut up. He's dead. He's in the ground now. He's pushing up daisies.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Yeah, that's nah. Anyway, guys, please comment below if you think.
Don't forget to like.
What's that?
Shit.
It's just more, guys. Deuces.